Hello everybody, welcome back to the Neverhood 1. Wanted to show a few things here that I didn't mention. I may have mentioned briefly, but I want to mention them again. In the menu options here, you can see there's no settings for volume. So if you're having volume problems, you're going to need to adjust that through ScummVM. So use your keybind to bring this screen up and go into your options. And just make sure you have audio, music volume, sound effects, and speech, which, just have all this up to 256. That's as high as you can go. That's not the default. I think it's like 128 or something. But yeah, I've got everything maxed out as far as volume levels go. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was the readings for the game up here. So this is on RTX 2070 Super. That's my current card at the moment of recording this video. This game's running under OpenGL and at idle here without any mouse movement. It sits around 16 to 17 FPS. And then my graphics memory, it's only using 809 megabytes. Or to do the graphics, and then the computer memory is the actual computer's memory, and that's using about 5.5, 5.6. And then the temperature of the graphics card is 37 Celsius, which is about idle temperature for my card if I wasn't playing any game. And then the CPU temperature, the C temp, is jumping around a little there, about 50, 52. And then the fan speeds on my G, which is the graphics card, fans is 40%, and the graphics card usage total is only 1%. So this game is only utilizing, along with Windows running behind it, 1% of my graphics card. But I wanted to show you the OGL is OpenGL as opposed to DirectX. I wanted to show you the frame rate because when you do move the mouse, you can see how it goes up to 60. So if you just use the update for this game without ScummVM, the mouse cursor will move very sluggishly, and it won't reach that. When you let go of the mouse and don't move it, it falls back to the 16, 17 range. So with ScummVM, it lets the game run at 60 FPS when you're moving the mouse cursor. So I just wanted to notate that information. And now we will enter this building here. Okay. The music is so trippy. There we got us a fan up here. Everybody. Okay. So we got a little shape here, and this actually represents that shape out there we saw on the tower. We'll do this in just a moment. Let's click this here. So they're not CDs, they're cartridges. He just plops it in his body. So we got like a little outline of a door here. And there's a little hole here. Let's click on that button. Okay, that lets us get back out here. Okay. I thought that was a hole. Okay, it just closes automatically, I guess. Let's try that again. Okay. All right, so we'll learn a little later. Let's make a save. What that cartridge looks like, an Atari cartridge, like an Atari game cartridge. We'll learn what that is in a little bit. Let's go ahead and click on this here. This is basically a slide puzzle. It's going to take me a few moments here to solve. And either do this quickly or it can take forever. Forget where the gap needs to be. So got it. So the solid color at the top and the gap in the bottom, I guess. What happens if we click this again? Okay. All right, now we can walk through. Okay. All right, here's a cartridge machine. This is a little monitor here. And this is where we put it. I don't remember if this is the only one in the game or not. There might be a few others. So once you've collected one and put it in your chest, and you come and click on the slot here, he'll play it. There's 20 of these, so we're already getting the first two. I'm going to go ahead and click the slot before I pick up this one, just to play what we have. Watch him. Okay. Nice. Okay. So this is just the active light, I guess. So let's count the slots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, it's the ones I'm highlighting. Okay. So that's actually the first slot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. So right now we have slot 2. Let's go ahead and back out then and pick this one. Because if this is the first one, I want to play that first. Let's put that one in. So they get stored once you find them into the machine. Okay, so now we have the first one and the second one. So yeah, there's 20 of these we're looking for. I do believe that you have to find all 20 before you can beat the game. I think I remember that being the case. But you are possibly going to be finding these out of order. So yeah. But since we have the first two, let's go ahead and play the first one. So highlight it and then click the play button.
Hello. Me Willie. Me Willie trombone. These discs tell a story. Story about good. Story about bad. These discs are all that are left of the true story. True story of the closing of the Third Age. Willie know that once you know this truth, then you know what to do. Listen, I tell you.
Okay, so let's stop it. Back out, I guess. It just keeps trying to play the next one. So yeah, when you play them, they kind of just lead into the next one. Pretty short. But the more we get, or when we get to the end, I'll try to play it all through again, so that you can see the full progression of it. All right. That's Willie Trombone. He's going to help us throughout the adventure, and we'll help him later. We got a little mouse hole here. Okay, apparently that's how doors work. Okay, what do we have here? A little switch behind us. Okay. Scoot over here. Got some dude here, some fire. Big, huge guy. So these are people we're going to meet and see. Places we'll interact with. We'll learn more about who these people are. But you can see people here. It's like a little scoop tray or something on an extra arm. Looks like a robot. Okay, let's proceed to the right. Okay, what do we got here? So you kind of need to pay attention to what you're picking up, because we'll make a save. You don't have a proper inventory where you can actually see what you have. You just kind of have to remember what you've picked up and where you might be able to use that item. Okay, so we got a little spike wall here. I think we can click this. Yes, we can. Let's go in here. We'll look at this writing here in a little bit, and I'll talk about that. Got us another disc down here. You have unlimited storage, like in your chest. Whatever you find that you can take, he'll take. Let's press it. Okay, a little hum sound. Let's click on the platform here. And then click on the lever. Okay, wow. So it's a clamping arm. It's not a scoop. They're showing a cannon shooting him in the head. Alright. So you can kind of move this around. So what does the button do again? Huh. Okay, emit different sounds here. Maybe depending on which one you click dictates. Gotta get on the platform first. Well, that was weird. What happens here? Let me click the button again. It's like the same animation. I just think it's indicating something that we can do a little later. Let me take note of these sounds. So it's like a hum sound. And a buzz sound. That may be important. All right, let's head back up. Little glitch there. I do remember that it is important for you to press this button again to make sure you close these spikes, because this affects something on another floor. I think maybe a lower floor, which I'll try to point out later. Move to the next screen just to satisfy myself here. Okay. So this is the, yeah, make sure you close this. Otherwise, you'll have to come all the way back here. And I think when you get to the end of this, I thought this actually went from right to left, but it looks like it starts and goes left to right. But this is the fabled Hall of Records. So I want to talk to you about this a little bit. I will be linking in this video a transcript to all of this. If you want to access a text document, it's on my Google Drive, and it's all this text here. So there'll be a link to that if you would like to access that. I'll also put a, I guess with that being in there, that this will signify the second video of this series that will start this section of the Hall of Records. This is a big, long, I think there's, I forget how many, it's 35, maybe 40 screens of text. And I do plan to read it. So yeah, I'm going to link to a transcript of this. I'll put it probably in the first gameplay part as well. And I'll also put it in this video. Yeah, Clayman's like, shut up, Penumbra, all you do is talk. So it's worth mentioning this can be skipped in the PC version we're playing through ScummVM. There's an option. If you watched my config and tech video, I showed you where that option was. And you can, it's just a checkbox that you check and apply. And what it does is, I think, before you get to this screen, when you walk into this screen, it just puts you at the end of this hallway. And then when you come back, it puts you at the beginning. So you just skip all of these because there's nothing in between these, but you do need to go. You do need to go all the way to the end of the hallway because I believe there is a disc or a cartridge down there to collect. So yeah, there's that. And worth mentioning that this was removed in the Japanese version of this game on the PlayStation 1. It was just totally removed. You didn't have the option to see it. They just took it out. But yeah, I am going to start reading this. I'm sure most people are going to want to skip this, but I do want to read it for those interested. And I don't remember if I ever completely read this myself. But it is going to take some time. I'll try to get through it as quickly as I can, but this will explain a lot of the story. A lot of it's going to be somewhat nonsense, I suppose. But let's get started on this here. So this is called the Neverhood Chronicles, which is the name of the game, and this is the preamble. So if you click on this text here, it'll put you in a closer screen. Get used to my controls here. So you click on these little paragraph sections, each one, and you can read up close what they say. So I am Quarter. Read my words and be my friend. Father commands me to record the truth of history so that readers will learn from those who went before. Therefore, I give each of my 7 sons one of these self-engraving history recording clay walls. Okay, so this dude's name is Quarter. like the money quarter. He's good. Okay, so that's the first section. Scroll to the bottom again. Okay, it ends. You can't scroll to the right or the left. So you back out, click another section. Okay, I guess that counted. How many sections was that? 1, 2. Sorry, this is as slow as I can move it, or fast as I can move it. 3. So it's per row, 3 clicks. Okay, this one. Start at the top. Click the top paragraph, but the middle row. This wall automatically records the activity in this world and in any other world containing one of the other walls. So there's more than one of these walls. Behold, anyone who tampers with the records on these walls will be considered the enemy of Father. I will not like you much either. This wall is given by Father. It will teach you to acquire wisdom. Okay. Integrity and skills for solving problems. In each of our lives, we must make decisions. When these times come, be ready to make the right choices. Continue in what you know is true. Though truth is often hard to see, these walls may hold the only truths you will know. Quarter. Very wise indeed. Okay, so that's the first few sections here. So moving on to the next screen. Okay, so this looks like a, I don't know what this is. Almost looks like a boring unit, like that you would bore through a cave or something. There's like a crown on the end of it. Guy holding a crown up. Dude over here. Okay, Father and quarter. So Father sounds like a God figure or the creator, and then quarter was made by Father. So kind of like the Adam and Eve thing. All right, let's click on the Father line over here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. How many of you that have played this game back in the day, back when you were younger, how many of you actually took the time to read this when you played? Let me know in the comments. I think I probably tried, but I'm sure I didn't ever finish this. That's why I'm interested and willing to read this myself, playing this for you guys, because I'm curious. Father is a kind being whom no one has ever seen. Father is beyond our comprehension. All folks know is that he was here before there ever was a here. He is happy and enjoys existing. He is said to be great and powerful. And as far as anyone knows, there was no one before him. He is from the other side. No one has ever been to the other side, but it is supposed to be a great place where there is peace without death. Okay, so getting a little religious. Quarter is the only being Father has ever made. He has been a good friend of Father's for many eons. Quarter is the official go-between for all beings and Father, since he himself is a being made by Father. Not much can be learned about Father by looking at Quarter. But if anything is known to anyone about Father, Quarter revealed it. Quarter forged 7 crowns for 7 beings. He created for Father to pour his approval on. That's nice. Quarter left the comfort of Father's presence to pioneer a new world where his beings could make their own place in order to empathize with Quarter. Interesting. Okay. All right, this person is important. I like how Father and Quarter only get like a little strip of text, and this dude gets a whole freaking entire screen here. How do you say your name, buddy? Ogdilla. Okay. Quarter made Ogdilla, or Ogdilla, however you want to say it, as a kind of test subject. He gave Ogdilla a crown, although he did not have a head to set the crown on. Ogdilla is a mass of blue gas that is barely self-aware. Jeez. Good job, Quarter. Can't even make your subjects self-aware. It's a blue gas. It is said that Ogdilla is the spirit of adventure, since on the day he was made, he left Quarter's homeland traveling in a straight line without stopping. He's picked up many particles from space, which have made a happy home for themselves on Ogdilla's back. Weird. Ogdilla is now 1,000,000 times the size he was when Quarter made him, and his inhabitants include the specks of Rilonate. And his inhabitants include the specks of Rilonate. Interesting. Okay. The specks of Rilonate were in constant conflict with the specks of Rod. The specks of Rod cultivated food on Ogdilla's back, using their own spit. The specks of Rilonate had no spit, but occupied most of the surface of Ogdilla. The specks of Rilonate were disgusted by all the spitting that the specks of Rod did, and they did not like stepping in it either. The strife between the specks of Rilonate and the specks of Rod carried on for centuries. The conflict was never physically violent, but there was much whining, taunting, heated sneering, upheavals, and so on. This period is known as the Ubla Sinsterhacht, or the 3 millennia of conflict, although it was really more like 2.5. During the Ubla Sinsterhacht, an incident happened that at once made all the specks forget their animosity, and at the same time exacerbated the conflict even more. In the 8th month, on the 7th day, during the 11th year of the 1st century of the 2nd millennia of the, you get it, the specks of Rilonate woke up to find a strange being of gigantic size asleep in Screechy Park. There was a pond by his head where he had drooled while he slept. A crowd of specks gathered around the Titan as the morning hours went by. The larger the crowd grew, the more the specks talked amongst themselves. The hub finally became so loud that the giant woke and sat up. The giant showed his great teeth and growled at them from deep within his huge body. The specks fed him for fear of being eaten alive. The giant could easily have thrown 3 or 4 of them into his mouth at once. He was very bizarre looking, even for a giant. He was like nothing they had ever seen before. His head had a ring of flesh on it that started almost at the very top, then looped down and joined the head again at the jaw. 3 specks, one on top of the other, could have stood up. If you don't click at the top of the words, you get brought down to the middle. Inside the ring, he had huge lips which he covered his enormous teeth, while the specks had no lips at all. Above the lips, almost to the top of the face, were 2 ball-shaped things that had 1 dot within each of them. The giant seemed to use them to observe things, since the dots were moved and pointed at whoever was speaking to him. His torso was short for his size, while his legs were extremely long. Out of his chest stuck 3 spiked horns. For days upon end, the specks tried to speak to the giant to find out if he was friend or foe, to no avail. His form of speech sounded too low down, deep. doing it. And loud, it reminded them too much of the rumbling growl that came from deep within his body. The Specks did not like it, and they did not understand it. They could not even tell where one syllable ended and the next began. And comprehending sentences was totally impossible. To avoid hearing him speak, the Specks fed him constantly. The Specks of Rillanat did not keep a guard posted where the giant was staying. They could never have overpowered him. In any case, the giant never threatened them. King Rillanat had in mind to win over the giant's confidence so that he might be employed to stomp on the Specks of Rod. King Rillanat often went to Scrinchy Park to speak to the giant. He wanted to impress the giant so he had the best acrobats from the Rillanat circus come visit him. The king commanded the unicyclist to do loop-the-loops inside the ring of the giant's head, while a high diver did trick dives off his huge lips into a barrel of water at the giant's feet. During these demonstrations of the circus performer's expertise, the giant did nothing but stand still and smile, even while there were trapeze artists swinging from the 3 spikes that stuck out from his chest. The giant stood like a stone sculpture with a silly grin on his face. King Rillanat redoubled his efforts to continue to try. Ends. And then we have the next page to go to. I want to back step here a moment to the last screen. So Father here, it says, no one has ever seen him, so nobody knows what he looks like except Quarter. He's supposed to be in a place where there is peace without death, but we don't know what he looks like. We don't even get a description. He's beyond comprehension. But if we look at Quarter here, this is the only being Quarter of his father ever made. Let's see. Quarter made 7 crowns for 7 beings that he created. With the guy that we just looked at in there, read about, he created him. It doesn't really, it might have been on the last. Let me just back step here a moment. I do apologize. I'm just thinking I might need to take notes on this, because this is one of those games where you should take notes. I want to see a descriptor of Quarter. I think they said here what he looked like. Wall was given by Father. It will teach you wisdom. Okay, he's not describing himself yet. Okay. So this fellow here, let me write down his name. O-D-I-L-L-A. Of course, my iPhone's correcting it because that's not a common word, so it doesn't like it. So he was a test subject. He gave him a crown, but he did not have a head to set this crown on. He is a mass of blue gas. So I want to write that down in case we encounter him or something. It says specifically that he is a mass of blue gas, so I just want to take note of this. And he has these things they're calling specks of Rillanat. I guess, yeah. 7 crowns, 7 beings, 7 like little kingdoms. So Ogdilla's kingdom, I guess, is this maybe this Rillanat. But these are all on his back. But but he's also blue gas, so very interesting. He was given a crown, but he has no head to place that crown on. Let's go ahead and make a save here. So yeah, I just wanted a descriptor here of these characters we're being taught about. So when we encounter them, we can be like, oh yeah, okay, this is the guy that's blah, blah, blah. So thank you very much for watching, guys. The next few videos here will probably be full of me just reading walls like this. So I don't know, please don't automatically just, skip 5 videos in the playthrough here. If you do want to skip the text, that's fine, but I would appreciate if you at least start the video and see where we are in the playthrough. And once we're past the wall here, we'll be back into the meat of things, and we won't have to really deal with this again. But I do want to give the respect to the game to include this for myself and for you, the viewers. Yeah, you can always skip it. I have no problem if you do. I'm hoping you'll be interested to watch it, but I can totally understand that you might want to skip through this. But yeah, just expect the next few videos to be lore reading, we'll call it. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next part. Bye.